Hi, I'm Erica Douglas and welcome to the Become a Mum Blogger video series. This is video 9 that we're on now, and what we're going to be covering is reviews and competitions. So a lot of people ask me, how can I start doing reviews on my blog? And what I say to them basically is a lot of it is about traffic, because what the companies want is basically advertising. So I always say build your blog up to 100 visitors a day as a base level, and you should find that you start to attract review offers. But if that hasn't happened yet and you are already at 100 visitors a day, then the main thing you need to focus on is getting noticed. And there are some ways that you can do that, which I'm going to go through just now. The first way is great content. Great content is going to attract traffic, which is going to help you get noticed. So have a look at your content and have a think about it and see if you think it's the best content that you can create. Is it all on topic? It might be that you're a great writer, but you're writing sporadically about lots of different things, which is maybe why you're not being noticed for one particular topic. And most people that will be watching this video will be a mum blogger, so your main topic will probably be parenting. So just make sure that you've got great content, it's well written. Spelling and grammar is important to a certain extent, but having nice images and making sure that it's all well presented as well is good too. Twitter is a great place to get noticed. There's a lot of PRs on Twitter, and that can be one channel through to getting reviews is the PR companies. So if you're on Twitter, make sure that you're connected with all the other mum bloggers, and that you're tweeting regularly. And again, this all sounds a little bit, but the focus is on basically getting noticed. So that's why I'm saying, be on there, be a presence if you really want to get into doing reviews and things like that. Rank well in top lists. People do think that the PR companies do follow the top list. So there's Cision and some other top lists. And you're going to rank well by basically creating good content and building traffic. So it does all come back to having great content and good traffic levels. There's no other way around it. Create a network. So this is helpful. What I mean by that is create a group of people, perhaps they're your friends in blogging, that when you get offered reviews, you can perhaps share them around. So if the review isn't right for you, you can suggest it to a friend. And I've done this sometimes. If I've received something and I've thought, wow, what a great offer, but I don't have teenage boys, so this is no use to me, I'll say to the PR, look, would you like me to suggest someone else to you? Because I've got somebody else who's got a great blog, who I think would be interested. And I check with that other person to make sure that it's okay to pass on her details. And it just means that that other person is able to have the benefit of doing a review on something that they really wanted. And I'm sure that person has returned the favour many times over to me too. So that works quite well. Share your details with PR companies. Obviously you have to decide who you want to share your details with and how often you want to do that. But my first major trip to Disney World in Florida came via a PR company that had asked me if I would be willing to submit my details and go into a sort of mum blogger database, if you like, before mum blogging was good. So that was the way that I got my first trip. And one thing does lead on to the other. And as you get known, you'll get more reviews coming to you, and it all just kind of takes off. So that's a good way to get started. The final one is British Mummy Bloggers. It's at the major network in Britain for parent bloggers, and they have a group on there that focus on PR reviews or PR offers, that kind of thing. So if you flick onto there, you can have a look and see and find that group and join it, and they will post various offers in that group so that you can take up if you want. So they're my ways to attract reviews. So what about actually, there's one more. An advertised page is always helpful. If you have a look on my site, it's littlemummy.com, you'll notice I've got an advertised page there. And just having that, and it just tells people that you're open to advertising, you're open to doing reviews, because some bloggers aren't. So it's just basically an advert saying, an advertise basically just sends the message that you are open to approaches. And it's a very easy thing to do, because if you have a look in one of the other videos, I actually showed you how to create a page, and I suggested an advertised page back then. So have a look at that video. So actually doing reviews. What's important when you're actually doing reviews? And there's just two things here that's important. The first is disclosure. you have to mention or make it clear in some way in your post that whatever you're reviewing was provided to you for free. And you can do that by saying such and such sent me this product, because that is fairly explicit that that is what's happened. Or you can write something like sponsored post, which is my favoured way of doing it, at the bottom of a post. And this is from guidelines from ASA, that you need to make it clear that there may be some bias there. I mean, you can say that you would never be biased and that you're going to be honest, and I'm going to come on to that. That's my second point. But it's just making it clear that you have received it for free, so there may be some bias there, even if you don't mean it, or just from the reader's point of view. And the final one is be honest. The point of doing reviews is not just to get great freebies. It is to provide a service to other people and say, look, this is really good. You should go and get it because I've really enjoyed it and I think you would enjoy it. But in the same breath, it's important to say sometimes, look, this is an expensive product and it's not that great value. I've done reviews where I've had to be honest and say, look, the experience I had wasn't what I expected. It wasn't up to the standard I was expecting, and that's part of the deal. And if you're a bit concerned about that, you should probably say to companies up front when they ask you to do a review that you can't guarantee a good review, that it will be an honest review. And when you're being honest, so you don't have to absolutely slate a product. There's always a balance that can be found there. But I think it is about finding that balance and not be swayed by the fact that you've received it for free, and just to be really honest, because your readers, your audience will appreciate that. So they're the two things about doing reviews, and I'm just going to talk about competitions. So competitions are great for your blog because they tend to attract a lot of traffic. It means that you can give something back to your readers as well. So the first thing you need to do is get a prize. Sometimes I'm actually approached now and somebody says, oh, would you like to run a competition? I can offer this prize. But before I was being offered that kind of approach, I would sometimes, if I was offered a freebie to review, I would maybe say, can I run a competition instead and offer it as the prize? So that's another way to do it. You need to think about how the people how people will enter. I usually do it that they leave a comment and a retweet. So there's two ways to enter, a retweet or a comment. It could be a competition where it's answer the correct question. It might be there's lots of other ways, but have a think about how you want people to and think about what you want people to actually do. Do you want them to visit your blog? Because if you do, then you're going to want them to comment, because that means them coming to your blog and engaging with your content. If you want them to follow you on Twitter, or you want to grow your Twitter following, then you're going to want people to retweet on Twitter and spread the message so that more people find out about the competition too. The third thing is in having an end date. So what date will your competition close? And the fourth thing is drawing a winner. I do this using a random number generator. If you search for random number generator in Google, you'll find a tool that will do that for you. And that's how a lot of people do it. Obviously, if you've got a question or you're asking people to leave a specific thing, then you can choose the best of those. Or you can, another thing that they do on the gallery and in baking competitions is that they nominate somebody as the judge, so that you can do that as well. The fifth thing is contacting the winner. So if they've left a comment, then the details, they will automatically usually have had to leave details anyway. But if that's not been the case, you need to think about that before you run the competition, how you'll contact them. And the sixth thing is sending the prize. Now I try and get the person who's providing the prize, which is usually a company, to send it direct as, one, it just has to go through another loop. It has to jump through another hoop if it has to come through me as well. But also I don't really want to pick up the tab for postage if I can help it. So that's basically running competitions for you. So hopefully that's been a useful video to you on not only attracting review offers, but doing reviews and running competitions. And I wish you good luck with any reviews and competitions that you're going to embark on. Thanks for watching.